for maybe not a full fight contest. Oh, if we can get a pick right here. Bullet time doesn't land on anybody, but Tomo's down anyways. Contracts on a killing spree. Shopify Rebellion pounds on Dignitas. Ports are down, engages are down. Shopify Rebellion can now try and chase down Shaden in trouble. Contracts goes in. Hounds pursuit to dodge the damage. Gets the kill on a rampage. Continues it on to Surdy. Dignitas in full retreat mode now. Their top laner cannot get away. Double kill to Contracts. And the Rebels. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you, Sven. Great analysis.
That was his face when he was trying to talk through the FBI pick was amazing. Like, shout out to you, Sven. You took it and you were like, okay, let me think through why the Discord would think this.
Chat trolling me. Oh, he's won more titles.
He went through all the stages. You know, there was denial, then there was acceptance. Then oh my god, that was so good.
He caught on by the next one though. Really? Is this a joke?
Yeah,
this is a joke. But now we have, of course, two of the 80 carries that he put on that list going up against each other. Tomo versus B-Boy and Dignitas versus Shopify Rebellion to close out the first weekend of the best of 3 stage. Both of these teams looking to solidify kind of their early placements in each of their groups.
And he did have both of these 80 carries on the same tier.
Yeah.
In the middle of the tier list here, Tomo and B-Boy. So even matchup we'll see here. Varus being banned out has become a bit more common now on the red side, so we no longer get our blue side first pick Varus into red side Ezreal answer, but it has just been replaced by Azir.
Do we still get the Ezreal answer? Is now the question.
I mean, we might. It's one of B-Boy's strongest picks. I still say it's one of his largest comfort picks. And then we do have that Azir already locked in for Kaney, so this composition can go but pretty much any way.
Yeah, and I really do like the Ezreal for Shopify because it allows Seos to then spend more time with contracts, which has been, I'd say, their most successful strategy.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Contracts. This was literally the exact composition, Nefiri, that they wanted to run. They ran back-to-back games at the beginning of the split and found success with it. So Nefiri here, plus the Talia for Palafox.
Yeah, and I like this pick for Palafox. Again, I think when Palafox is at his best, he's also working in tandem with contracts, right? Helping affect the side lanes as we see the Xin Zhao locked in. For Shaden, I do want to revisit the last time these two teams met, right? Because it was the first time we saw the LTA Nefiri from contracts. He had an insane game, and even that level 1 invade, he then adjusted for his next game, looked super, super strong on it. As we see, the Rumble is going to be locked in for Surdy, which he was also playing the last time they played each other, and just a generally insanely strong top lane pick.
It's rare that you see both solo lanes blind picks, though.
And if you remember what Fudge played into it, it was the Ambessa. So we can see if, are they going to, they're like, what? Our prep coming into the split was very good.
This would be interesting.
Okay, so instead it's the Ryze.
It's the top lane
focus
Ryze.
on the 80 carry. I fully expected Ezreal here because B-Boy, that's his most played by far. Kobe, to your point, Seos likes to roam, link up with contracts. It gives a safe 80 carry for B-Boy, but no, instead it's all focus on now the Ryze going into that top lane matchup, presumably, with the Talia in the mid lane.
Yeah, I still think we're going to get very similar from, Seos basically has to be an engaged support right now.
Yeah.
So it's still going to be, whatever is left up as far as that tier of engaged supports. Basically, they're all left up right now. You have everything from Alistar to Nautilus to Leona to Rel to everything that you would need. So it seems like they'll have plenty of them.
As you say that, Alistar is taken out.
You can take some of them out, but not all.
You can't remove every single one.
Yeah, and instead, Shopify Rebellion are actually banning away some of the longer range. When I looked at the difference in champ pool between Seos and Isles, and also the play style of each support, Isles likes to stay in lane longer, help Tomo out, get push in waves. So he does play things like the Nico, like the Karma, way more than Seos does. So seems like that is the focus as well from Shopify Rebellion. Get Tomo and Isles onto less lane dominant things with that Varus ban and that Nico ban.
Yeah, and I am curious to see what this final ban coming through from Dig is, if they are going to continue to target that support pool for Seos. Because I fully agree with Kobe. I think you need some lockdown on here, and the Ezreal coming out against B-Boy.
I mean,
all right, Misfortune Rel then. Misfortune Rel sounds kind of good to me. Get a little wombo there going with your combo. And
There we go.
We got the
we've got
wombo.
half of it.
We got the wombo.
The other thing I really like about it is not just, oh yeah, you know, Misfortune Rail, you can have your ultimates synergy, but Misfortune is always so good when you do have solo laners that want to play the map. And Ryze and Talia both want to spread the map out, and Misfortune with Strut and having such superiority over mid lane among AD carries, you kind of get a very safe early rotation of Misfortune into mid, and then have your Talia Ryze split pushing to be able to put that side lane pressure on. It looks like they yoinked that Rel.
Yeah. And we have good old Mr. Useful Jin locked in for Tomo.
Okay,
favorite
but let me say this though, Jin is way more useful when there's no like pure tanks on enemy team.
Yep.
And the enemy team now has 0 tank.
True. Very true.
I think Jin actually will be useful.
We're going in to do some damage.
Yeah. Jin is useful here.
Yeah, I'm imagining Leota, maybe Nautilus as well. There we go. Nautilus pick. So they needed engage, and I would say Dignitas also did need some engage, so that's why they're going for that Rel pick. Azir shuffles Zinjao, not necessarily known for like hard engaged champions, so it's going to be up to Isles and Seos to kick these fights off.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see Fudge on this top lane rise, actually. Like, I'm very, very curious to see the execution of this.
Yeah, I mean, if goes phase rush, should look pretty good early on.
Yeah.
I want to see him scale up into that split push threat. One of the things from Shopify that we've had a magnifying glass on is how do they play side lanes and do they overcommit to them? So they have a lot of tools here, I think, set up in Champion Select to play them well towards the mid game. And now it's going to be about execution. I think they have actually had a lot of successful side lane plays. It's just sometimes overcommitting a little bit to those. And when the opponents do have a Jhin that has, you know, long range snares and stuff, sometimes you can get punished. That, you know, Rumble ult as well type of thing here. So Dignitas definitely some tools at their disposal as well.
I know, while we're hopping in here to game number 1, I want to give a reminder of the stakes for this match, because both of these teams are the teams that only beat teams below them. A reminder for non-subscribers, we'll see you in 30 seconds, but for everybody else sticking around with us, Shopify Rebellion were only able to take down Dignitas and Disguise. Dignitas were only able to take down Disguise, so that slotted both of these teams into Group B. They're both looking to turn around their fortunes here in the best of 3s.
Yeah, and one super interesting thing about Dignitas is actually their improvement, right? In Super Week, just statistically, they had some really strong early games that they then were not able to close, which, like, not being able to close games was also the problem the first time these two teams met, right? Because that was when Shopify did get out to a really strong lead around Contrax's Nefiri, had the Otacon throw. So we'll see if
an LTA record, longest in the history.
Yeah, that's true. If Shopify can get ahead here, whether they've improved at that, or if Dig have another strong early game plan in their pocket.
Yeah.
So first step in going for invades is get deep vision. Just saying, Contracts back on Nefiri, and we have Shopify going in and getting full red quadrant vision for themselves. Raptors and red buff here lit up. So see what Contracts does with this, because the only thing on the other side is the mirrored Raptor ward. They do clear one of them out here with the sweeper in mid lane start from Kaney.
Interesting to see there. I love that they did their homework too and dropped one just in case Shaden went for his own invade. So at least they clear out this ward. Shopify Rebellion will not know that Shaden is starting directly on Raptors, but they should have an idea of where he's pathing because of that other ward that they got down.
Yeah, they should absolutely know where he will be headed, and we'll see if Contracts does go for that invade.
And a reminder, everybody, that there's additional stakes on this game, because we have a very fun stat that we've been tracking for quite a while now for Shopify Rebellion's jungler Contracts. He is ready to go for the all-time record of Baron steals. If he gets one in this match or at any point this year, he will actually be able to match Xmithy and then potentially take that over and actually be the GOAT of NA junglers stealing Barons.
Yeah, and I believe you really wanted to bring this up, Kobe, because you did bring up how Dig have actually been approaching Baron. They've been able to sneak a lot of Barons, again, in their Super Week, where they were having some better performances.
And those types of Barons, you know, where your opponent, who, if they are already kind of behind in the game, are trying to sneak away a Baron, those are the perfect ones to steal.
Yeah, true.
If your team has a lead and you try and move over, see if you can yoink that one away. But yeah, definitely a very cool stat. Xmithy, one of the long-time greats of North American junglers.
Aggression bot side, Tomo could be in some trouble. Ignite was burned. Same with Barrier. He gets out. B-Boy's walking up now. A couple more autos. One more flash forward. Isles with the counterplay, though. Shopify Rebellion get aggressive. Do not find the kill.
Yeah, really good peel there from Isles to protect. Ends up being flash for flash and barrier, with both supports also using their ignites. And so Shopify are going to end up with a lot of lane control. And as they're pushing in, it's a bit of a delayed recall there for Tomo. So
Ooh, yeah.
he's sticking around. Now, of course, junglers both started on the bottom side of the map, so the junglers aren't going to be here for dives or anything like that. And Tomo actually gets to stick around and clean up the wave, no problem there, but could have been a bit worse. Ends up not being too influential.
But it shows how much this bot lane could impact things, because Seos, again, we highlighted he's a support that likes to roam around the map. That was actually a very aggressive play from B-Boy Seos. Not something I necessarily expected coming into this for the two of them to be the ones actually making the more proactive play in that 2v2.
I mean, this should give them really good bot side control, right? Because Palafox's wave is pushing in. We see Seos already roaming around, and this should set up contracts.
And whenever you're looking at a Raptor start, you want to get there pretty early for the second respawn. 4 minutes.
Walking right into it. Walking straight into it. Contracts uses the Q. Shaden is actually going to walk right into Seos, waiting for him. The supporter Shopify Rebellion always there, and Shaden's going to have to flash from the seismic shove. Palafox even walked down.
And the timing there, so it is nice. You know, Palafox wraps around 2. Contracts had just used all his spells on the Raptor camp. If it was 1 second difference, and they saw him a little bit earlier, then maybe, you know, he saves his second Q or something like that to have a little bit more damage there. But they still, the exact game plan we're expecting from Shopify. Seos, work with contracts, get in that jungle, you know, set up for the second Raptor spawn. Even though they didn't see it taken because of the sweeper, he still knew, oh, he showed up on red second, so we know it's going to be a 4-minute timer for second Raptor respawn. So they get there early, they punish him, they get the flash off of Xin Zhao, and Xin Zhao is one of the jungle champions that gets picked the most because he has no, you know, safe dashes. So we'll see if Shaden gets end up punished further with no flash, or if he's able to wait it out.
Yeah, it was a really nice set play from Shopify that they'd obviously planned for right before this swap too, right? Because now we see both bot lanes up on the top side getting ready for potential grub contest, and the top laners on the bot side.
And the grubs are pretty dangerous too for Xin Zhao, because you're playing into a Taliyah, and Taliyah really shuts down Xin Zhao, so Shaden has to be a bit careful.
Yeah, he's
a
level down on contracts right now. Actually does smite away the big Raptor, hits level 5 himself. Will not have that smite now for Grubs. Should be up in time for that. 20 seconds on those. Let's see if Contracts wants to contest for him. He's just going to go to the Grub, or the Grump.
Yeah, top side is getting pushed in. Mid lane was getting pushed in as well, so they're just going to finish up their Krugs there as Shaden takes down the extra ward and waiting for the spawn. Seos is actually wrapping around the alcove, so maybe they want to do a little quick play here on the top lane before transitioning. While they assume that Shaden is still in the area. They do have a ward on the Grubs for Shopify, so they know that Shaden's got to be around here somewhere. He's not on the Grubs exactly.
They should imagine it's the Pixel Brush. Shaden will now walk up, and Contracts was seen in that Tri-Brush, so Isles just gets chunked down. Now Seos locking in Shaden for a second. He gets poked out as well, so it's Jungler health bar traded for support health bar.
And you see the hesitation because the mid lane roam here. Priority from Kaney came through the river.
Halifax does have the Weaver's Wall, though. You always got to be careful of that, too. I don't think either of those sides really wanted a full commit. But now it's actually Contracts on the Scuttle Crab here. Smites are available. Does Shaden want to walk back up? Looks like he's happy on his Gromp back there. So it looks like early game, Shopify Rebellion actually are maintaining control around the Grubs. And Shaden not interested in contesting those. We'll see if he actually heads towards that bottom side, towards the Dragon instead.
Big lead here for Contracts. Level 6 on the Nefiri, and getting all the extra power out of these Grubs. So this has been the recipe for success with Shopify, and they did win with this versus Dignitas last time. So Nefiri with the jungle lead. And we'll see what Contracts can do. Can he snowball as effectively as he did in the first couple of games in the split on this champion? You know, he was one of our junglers that really did invest a lot of time in onto the champion after the mini rework that ended up very powerful.
Well, and he has such a high kill participation too, like in all of LTA North, right? Like he is effectively the engine for this team. It's pretty much if Shopify is doing well, Contracts will absolutely be involved in whatever play.
He is, like you said, the engine. He's got very high kill participation, some of the highest in the league right now, and has also been the one making things happen in this game. I know there have been kills, but wherever Contracts is going is where our eyes are paying attention to, whether it's the invades, whether it's the contest around the grubs.
And currently, you know, his little lead is showing in the form of the earlier recall and getting back out onto the map. So he's already into his second clear here of the blue side of his jungle, and having already taken the grubs, you have to look towards the top side where Seos is kind of leading the way. Seos here once again on the Nautilus, gonna open up some extra area for him to work with there as he continues his full clear up to that side of the map. So Shaden at least will have his flash back to have a more competitive skirmish if they do fully commit to it this time around.
But I think the big thing here for Dignitas is in their wins, as we see Shaden and Isles setting up.
They're actually walking in the river right now. Shopify Rebellion getting caught here. Big ultimate used. B-Boy not able to find the kill, though. Shaden just dodging it all. First blood picked up by Tomo, and Shopify Rebellion's bot lane get caught.
I was just about to say, the thing that's been the key for Dignitas has been Shaden actually getting involved early, right? Like, in a lot of those leads, they were able to get in their super week, even in the games they lost. Shaden was also a very active part of what was happening. So that was a nice setup for a pick from Shaden and Isles there.
Yeah, good timing window there. As Contracts was still clearing camps, the Shopify bot lane just takes a little journey down through the river here. And because of Jhin,
without a paddle,
everyone loves making fun of, okay? But
he was useful right there.
Extremely. That ultimate such long range that even though he's in lane, it's an effective 3 versus 2 there.
Yeah.
So, you know, props where props due, okay?
Props where it's due. And also going for an early lethality build here, so really trying to snowball that a little more as the Jhin. Again, when we're looking at basically 0 tanks, I mean, going for something like this I think does make a little bit of sense. As now I want to bring our attention to the Dragon, because Tomo's actually still in that top wave. B-Boy's running back up there. There is an argument that Dignitas could get their AD carry into the Dragon fight if they want to go for it first, but instead they're just going to make the play without him. It's Kaney that starts things up onto Seos. Not a lot of damage to follow it up. Kaney's getting pushed away by Palafox. Shaden actually gets the kill onto Seos. Kaney is traded 1-for-1 support for mid lane. Shopify Rebellion, I think they'll take that.
Yeah, you love the killer instincts, Seos there. Even though he is very far up, he's like, okay, I'm probably going to die. I'm going for at least land my hook, land my combo with the Ignite onto the Azir, and they go trade on kills, which is positive for them, taking down the Azir in exchange just for your support, as Contracts was able to come through too. And guess what? The Nefiri got the kill credit there with the Shojin Rush.
Yeah, B-Boy pushes in this top wave, and we'll see where Shopify want to go next on the map. As we see, again, Shaden and Isles looking for this play with Kaney, and as you pointed out, Kobe, Seos kind of accepts his doom pretty quickly so that Contracts and especially Palafox can go after Kaney on the back line.
How crazy is it, though? If you just take a screenshot of that, you're like, oh, Seos is dead 9 times out of 10 there, right? But the fact that they can trade really heads-up play from Shopify Rebellion.
Yeah, plus they got Kaney's flash. So the scary Azir play, wait a second.
Not as scary, but Palafox does need to be worried about Isles, who does have flash available, and level 6. So backs out from that one just fine. Second spawn of grubs are on the map here, so we might see teams start to contest this.
Yeah, I think Shopify definitely want to set up for it based on their vision coverage. They do still have Fudge pushing in on that bot tier 1, but he has TP up, can join anytime if he wants.
I mean, especially has to be Kaney has to be careful. No flash for him, and Seos is level 6, so Nautilus could point and click and try and set somebody up for a seismic shove.
I think Fudge is looking for the TP right now. Shopify Rebellion can get it a little faster. He's actually going back. It's just going to be a fight for the grubs with the smites. It looks like that it was secured by Shopify Rebellion, and now they're going to let the bullets fly. Fight kicks off. Isles in trouble. Contracts chasing him down, but the rest of Shopify Rebellion cannot catch up. So it's just going to be pushing Dignitas off and getting the grubs.
Yeah, full 6-pack here for Shopify with some good sectioning off right there. They're able to get the early one and then clean up the other 2 after pushing them back. So very big boost here with the full 6.
Yeah, and now I thought B-Boy getting that Ultra Cross was really good. Now they send him mid, try to get some more chip damage on this turret before he backs off.
Plus, it comes back to our plan that we laid out for Shopify with the comp that they got from Champion Select, you know, wanting to play the map, split pushing. They've got 6 scrubs, so not only did you get it very early, you know, you can get some extra turret plate money, but when you rotate the Misfortune in mid lane, get the Rise and the Talia split pushing here, they can have a lot of threat on the sides.
And they could still potentially have first rotation on this Drake too, which hasn't been taken yet.
Yeah.
But we now see them, again, moving in tandem, Seos and Contract.
I mean, this is a Contract's move right here if ever I've seen one. He just says, Shaden in his jungle? Nah, I'm not okay with that. I'm just going to push him out. You got Fudge and Seos nearby, so Shaden's going to have to go for a reset.
Yeah, and this should set up for a pretty easy Drake take if they want to go for it, especially, again, since Fudge has kind of had control over this wave and continuously has pushed it into this tier 1.
Yep, the dog is ruling the jungle at the moment. If he had turned around and like autoed or something, that 12 health red buff though, then it would have been even better for Shopify. But you know, still chases him out. They still get their objective. So plan goes forward here for Shopify.
Well, as you know, Kobe, if he ever gets the dog again in another series, he'll adjust. We know Contracts will adjust.
True, he's going to learn.
He's proven it.
Next time he invades a Xin Zhao at the 13-minute mark, and they both have one item, he's going to get that red buff. That's what we've learned from Contracts and Shopify Rebellion. But what we're learning from this game right now, full objective control here as Seos might get caught out. Shaden looking to chase him down, but he's back into his territory. That's all 6 scrubs plus the first Dragon to Shopify Rebellion. Great start for the team.
See if they can get another couple kills there to get them the feats fully completed then. That would be quite huge. But right now you see the Rise splitting on bottom side exactly where they want him.
The turret works too.
Fudge, who we wanted to like scale up, you know, he's going to have the early priority on this tower with 6 scrubs. This thing goes down pretty quickly. So Shopify's game plan has made it to phase 2.
Yeah.
Phase 2.
Yeah, and he's in a really good position, right? For whenever, again, he has just been essentially on bot side, continuously pushing this wave in. So we see B-Boy get rooted up. I don't think anything's going to come of this, though, because Isles is a little far away.
I wouldn't be surprised if Contracts actually tries to hover that bot side even more right now, just considering you highlighted the feats of strength, Kobe. 1 turret, and they have it with the 3 neutral objectives, and that bot turret is very low. If you just give Fudge a little more time on there, that could be a big pickup for Shopify, because, I mean, we still have 40 seconds for Herald. Maybe they look at that instead, but they would have a little window. As I say it, though, Contract's still hanging on the top side. Doesn't look like we will actually see that. Maybe Fudge does it himself, you know? He don't need no help.
Well,
the jungler.
Now it's a bit of a bait. So sometimes, sometimes like Dignitas, you know, if you have a low health tower like that, sometimes you're like, oh yeah, you want this tower, huh? So they send multiple people there. It does go over the ward though, so Fudge knows that he is weak side. The communication is there for Shopify.
And you immediately see the response on the top side.
Ball. Flash out from Tomo. He does get away, but that is flash down for a potential Herald fight.
Yeah, the big thing is this could also get them control over the Rift Herald, right?
Contracts is still around. Tomo thought he was safe to walk up the dirt. You ain't safe there. There's a wild pack of dogs on you.
Yeah, I mean, Dignitas, they're still coming, but it's a little bit late now.
Okay, let's see if Isles wants to commit. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have the backup. He had Shaden really far away.
And meanwhile, Fudge takes down that bot tier 1, right? So this, again, it's exactly what Kobe had talked about when we talked about this draft, and also just generally, Shopify really like playing around their side lanes, and this is a draft with the Rise, with the Talia that allows them to do that super well, in addition to the MF.
Yeah, plus the Fury, perfect for tower dive, so Tomo, when he walks back in, yes. I will use my untargetable ability. We will dive you very quickly, and the fact that they did it and pulled it off so quickly and then were able to get out before the rotation over for Dignitas meant they were unpunished there. You did get consolation prize, though, as Rift Herald is getting burned down by Dignitas, so they'll get a little something.
Yep, and I do like them going for this Rift Herald off of that reset, right? As it goes down, take that away.
Rise mid. Go flash.
Maybe boost mid, okay?
Yeah. Okay, they can TP with Rumble.
Azir has no TP,
I want to TP no flash. Okay?
Rise all by top.
Rumble can TP, okay? I want to push
look.
Yeah, you can look to TP to Fudge if they try.
Okay, I will TP on track.
Guys, it's best play. I can't go there.
I'm leaving. Yeah, no, we're fine.
Back.
Alright,
guys, they have to respond to bot now, okay?
Nice.
Yeah, I like that early on. Koch was like, that guy blue flash? Okay. Look, like, I am definitely going to kill this guy.
I love the comms from Fudge as well. I mean, they're calling, hey, they could TP. Oh, let's have our TP ready in case they do. Like, that was a really well planned out dive.
Yeah, I mean, some of, like we were saying, some of the criticisms, sometimes they like overstay on some side lane plays, but that was really well executed. You know, quick in, quick out, successful execution, and then right back to the game plan. Keep on splitting, keep on taking towers.
Use those grubs.
Use those grubbies. Emily, I'm going to put you on the spot here for something, though, as the top turret seems to be the focus now. Dragon's going to come up shortly. You told me before the day started that you watched their first best of one like 3 times, which first off, props to you. That's a long game. What did you learn, and what should expectations be from this
prepared.
point?
I mean, so I think the big thing for Shopify in that game, again, was their mid game, right? So what happens after they are able to chew through some of these early turrets, right? Like, then what do their setups look like when the map is more open? I think with this composition, again, with the Rise and with the Talia in addition to the Misfortune, they should have even more map control than they had in that game. But I think, again, it did come down to a few mechanical errors as well.
Sure.
Just a few. And then the Adacon throw, which anyone, that was kind of like the deciding moment, right? Where then the game was extended a significant amount until they were able to get a good team fight for themselves.
Now I'm looking forward to this Otacon, Emily.
The Otacon throw, yeah, it could be coming. You know?
We already have the Dragon up now, so I think that's what we're actually positioning for currently. We have the control ward getting taken by Dignitas. They do not want to give this space to Shopify for free. But Fudge is meanwhile pushing that bot wave and goes for a reset. So Digger losing the bot wave to contest this vision.
And that's a meaningful reset, Kangas, because Fudge has completed Seraphs now. His 8 stacks Rod of Ages plus Seraphs. Rise is 2 items. Rise has been scaling. Rise has been farming. And now Rise is going to join the fray. This Rift Herald looks like Shelly is not going to get a lot done.
Ooh,
they should
rough.
be able to kill this off before it
dancing around a bit. What was that? Swiveling the hips a little bit right there. That's really tough. Because basically they lost the bot turret and then they go for the Herald play. They don't get a turret in response. They don't get the Dragon. Shopify Rebellion are controlling everything.
Yeah, that kind of setup is like, okay, we want to be able to crash it, right?
Yeah.
To give us mid-prio, to be able to rotate for the Drake. Unfortunately, they did have to respond to that bot lane push that you'd already pointed out, Kangas. Gives this second Drake over to Shopify, and it will be a Mountain Soul looking out for the next Drake.
So yesterday we were giving out a lot of report cards.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
We could go halfway, through this game, the 20-minute mark, before the Otacon. I'm choosing my time very
sitting there.
strategically here.
It's sitting there, right? It's waiting.
Yeah, you can give your report card now, because from my point of view, Shopify have been extremely clean so far this game. And my report card so far would be just a glowing, A, straight up A, maybe even A+.
No, exactly what they've wanted to do with this comp, right? Like, Contracts has been super dangerous threat, even if he's not, I mean, he has the most kills on the team, so he's something, he's something you have to watch out for, but he's not like, steamrolling them with kills, right? And then their setup in side lanes has been really good. Anytime Dignitas has tried to make a play on one of the side lanes, they have been able to respond, or they've dictated the pace and forced Dignitas to respond.
But Kobe, you never give a report card halfway through the semester.
I know, right?
We actually have a visual example here of not only what happened last time versus Dignitas, but a trend against the top teams as well from Shopify Rebellion. They're good, and then something happens, and they're not able to maintain
Probably
that goal.
Otacon.
Probably Otacon. Yeah, well, count the minute. Actually, it's a little past the 20-minute mark. We actually have a play in the mid lane right now. Weaver's Wall committed. They want all outer turret. Shopify Rebellion have full control of Summoner's Rift.
Still looking like an A to me. That was good. Section off, get the last outer tower. You still have Fudge split pushing there. The Rise applying pressure. Already hit his full stack Rod of Ages power spike as well, but now...
Well, Hound's Pursuit, great ability in League of Legends. If you didn't know, it means that nobody can do anything to you. So Contracts gets out.
What a champion.
Still had to flash. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
my
A was sweating.
as they're still fighting for position around the river, I suppose. But yeah, I think that mid-semester report card, Kobe, yes, it's all A's for Shopify Rebellion. But as we highlighted before, you never can tell with this team because sometimes they do have messy plays later in the game.
An element of mystery.
Yeah.
True.
What will they do next?
Well, as we see from Dig, they're setting up on the spot side to potentially catch out Palafox. Contracts will be here to respond, however.
Not an even fight, though, because we have Kaney pushing in the bottom side and with Isles behind. Shaden actually goes in while Kaney jumped over the wall. I don't think Shaden and Kaney were on the same page. Shaden and Isles, rather, as Isles is running away. Shaden limping away, and look at that! Is this an Otacon angle? The enemy jungler super low.
I mean, he is super low. Shaden has to back.
Oh, Seos is taking the long route. If they actually check the brush here, looks like Shaden is going to go for the full recall and walk his way back. This Otacon does take quite a while to kill.
Fudge is also recalling and now TPing.
Okay, we're going to go for maybe not a full fight contest. Oh, if we can get a pick right here. Bullet time doesn't land on anybody, but Tomo's down anyways. Contracts on a killing spree. Shopify Rebellion pounce on Dignitas as they try and contest the Otacon.
Let's go. I think the shove there might have flicked some of them out of the MFL. I have to see that fight again, but it's fine. We're good. They got the Otacon.
It's like when you do the math problem wrong but get the right answer and your teacher's cool about it. You know, it's like, yeah, it's fine. You still won the fight. Yeah. But yes, Otacon picked up here, and there we have it. Oh, 1,000 career kills for Contracts. Round of applause. Twitch Chef better be giving some pogs in there. That's impressive. Oh. That's a good one. No, I'll allow it.
Actually, every time I see this Neferi skin, I laugh. So it's just so entertaining.
I give bonus points for not choosing the purple chroma. That thing actually makes me feel a little sick. It actually makes me feel a little sick. I like just look.
Your hot dog has gone bad.
Yeah, my stomach can tell. Even though my brain is like, it's just a video game. You know, it's just the character. Like, my stomach's like, something is wrong.
Is this just the original? So I think that is. Yeah.
Yeah. No, this is good. That makes my stomach feel fine. Juicy hot dog right there.
Pickles are the best part.
Purple one is scary.
Do you put pickles in your hot dog, either of you?
I will put pickles on anything. I am a huge pickle person.
Incredibly based, as per usual.
Pickle Emily.
Yeah.
That's what we call her.
I will just eat those. I love pickled anything.
Are you a Pickle Rick fan?
We don't talk about him in this house.
Okay.
We got Shopify Rebellion.
I've actually never seen an episode of that show.
Are we picking out Seos? He's actually a little alone right now, quite tanky, but he's buying time for Contracts to jump in there. And now here comes Palafox. Is this a wise move? So far, it's good. Shaden goes down. Dignitas try and re-engage because they have Surdy nearby, trying to roast through Fudge, but double kill picked up. Fudge still holding the line. They have the Otacon revive. Contracts dodges the shuffle, and Shopify Rebellion can do no wrong. They win another scrap.
Yeah, they've got the Otacon revivals at their back here, so they can afford to take these scraps inside the enemy jungle. They say, Dig, okay, you want to fight? You want to pick Seos? We will fight. We will extract him from the situation, and they're going to get big rewards afterwards because of the revivals.
Yeah. The big thing for me is, again, like when you see some fights like this with the Otacon revival, you're like, okay, but you guys just got sent back to base, right? Like free trip home. No, they get a turret in mid lane, and they're going to get the Drake off of it.
Yeah. Plus, with Shopify being far ahead with the early lead that they have, able to get a lot of damage out. So really good response instantly from Palafox and Contracts. And the entire team, honestly, to rally around Seos there to grab their kill. And then the Jhin does find that one with the fourth shot, and they get a couple of the withdrawals out. But in the end,
what
much
a
better
champion,
here. Yeah,
Neferi.
Neferi gets to go in, and that's why you get to save your W usually when you're going to go in for one of those big ones, unless you are like guaranteeing some big burst damage. So nicely done from them. That is 3 dragons stacked up right next to their nice collection of 6 grubs. So Shopify, I'm still on an A.
Yeah, we'll see if they can now set up for Baron and be able to take that too.
Yeah, they have everyone grouped up together.
Teleport
Fudge is waiting to TP. Earlier teleport coming in from Kaney, as now it's the engage. Isles about to go down, can't get onto B-Boy, and he just punishes him for the effort. Seos traded. Supports are down, engages are down. Shopify Rebellion can now try and chase down Shaden in trouble. Contracts goes in, Hound's pursuit to dodge the damage, gets gets the kill on a Rampage, continues it on to Surdy. Dignitas in full retreat mode now. Their top laner cannot get away. Double kill to Contracts, and the Rebels win another one.
That's got to be Baron right there. They got 3 kills, including the jungler for Shopify. So they're going to start up the Baron. Let's see. Tomo and Kaney, the only ones left alive.
Yeah, they're not. I don't think they're going to contest this. They should just keep shoving in this wave, get tier 1. Although, they're not even going to be able to defend it. Here comes Palafox.
Going to push them away solo. They get the Baron. They defend the mid turret. A+ from Shopify Rebellion.
This is honestly not at all what I expected from this game. No offense, Shopify. I'm really happy. No, it's great. Like, it's great to see. But after watching that first game between these two teams, as we see this go through, the equalizer going down this early is actually really huge for me, because even though both supports go down, it now leaves Contracts and Fudge with some pretty easy access towards this backline onto high prio targets.
Yeah, good wall there from Palafox from the top side. Fudge actually opted to come Realm Warp himself over, walk in Realm Warp instead of teleporting, because he wanted to save the teleport cooldown for now, when in the aftermath they have the Baron, and so the pincer from those split pushers worked out quite effectively. Now it's phase 3 of the plan.
Ooh,
everybody.
Which is win the game.
Phase 3 is you have done all of the hard work. So phase 3.
Just put the paper on the teacher's desk.
Turn your paper in and make sure your name is on it.
Put the fries in the bag.
Okay, so Kaney had to go into stasis to avoid Seos' engage, and then almost dies immediately out of it. Flash used, Tomo being dove onto the turret by Contracts. Dignitas cannot even hold onto their base. Surdy's pushing topside, gets 1 turret in response, but the base has been cracked. You got to get back. This could be the game-ending push, but Shopify Rebellion are not going to commit to it. Instead, they'll back off and look mid.
Yeah, I was going to say, they should just rotate, link up with Contracts here, and be able to use these grubs to get, although they're going to back off now, I think.
Yeah, they minute and a half here towards the Dragon Soul, Mountain Soul. Very, very powerful. They're going to take their red buff on the way out, but then you get a clean reset here with plenty of time to refresh control wards, come back with vision, and maintain your clean game.
Maintain Kobe's A grade for you.
And I want to highlight again, we've been talking about him all game, but Contracts sitting 5-0-3, almost 100% kill participation. Again, he's the engine of this team. He's keeping up the record.
But really,
highest KP?
0 Baron steals.
No
in this
Baron
game.
steal. Yeah, they should have at least given Dignitas a chance.
They had too much control over there.
we can relax some of that control. Contracts. You got a record to chase here. Now I'm sure that he would rather win the game than get that one, but
I don't know.
Next game, you know.
Maybe you feel a little risky, you know. You need a little adrenaline pumping. You need some excitement.
Maybe that's why they've been having these negative gold curves later in the game constantly, because he's been chasing it. He just hasn't gotten it yet.
I mean, honestly, though, I really do feel like this is such a good look for Shopify. You know, coming into this next stage, so critical, a transition point for this team. So let's see about the very end of it as the Dragon does arrive and their split push threat on the top side culminates here with Fudge at the inhibitor tower.
I was going to say, I really loved their setup for this, sending Fudge to push in that top side. Yeah, and Palafox.
Curtain call from Tomo, though. Okay, the Rise ult actually gets them to safety. Nicely done.
So they do still have the teleports on both those players. So that's why I really like that call. They commit to it, and even though the Dragon is up, they can just recall and teleport over to the other side of the map to the Dragon. So Shopify here set themselves up.
Tomo's all alone right now. The 80 carry from Dignitas just gets wiped by Contracts.
And as we see, TP's coming in.
Bullet time was used. B-Boy pushes away the rest of Dignitas. 30 teleports in very deep. Has to flash as well. The wheels are falling off for Dig. Shopify Rebellion report card coming back. Aces. Well played early game. Control in the mid game. And now it's the victory lap as they chase Dignitas' living members into the base. Shaden almost dies to B-Boy. They don't need that Dragon Soul. Shopify Rebellion will win game 1 off this push.
Yeah, and what a
I'm flipping.
Right.
Let's kill him, kill him. No, don't let me die.
Chin.
Okay. I'll flip.
No, I
Sorry, I accidentally rolled it too many times.
Great call from Sales. They saved him. They saved him several times in this game. Honestly, yeah, cleanest game that we have seen from Shopify. What a look here in the best of phase of Split 2.